Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fueled by Geek podcast, the very first podcast we're doing on this channel. My name is Matt. I will be your host, and with me is
Xander South.
Xander South. Okay, so we are going to be talking about all things geek. We got movie reviews, game reviews, anime discussions, manga discussions, possibly, maybe even some book reviews. We may have just a little bit of everything for you here. Just a little introduction. We've been. Geeks probably our whole lives. Xander here is a big fan of, FNAF, got Sonic, got Nintendo stuff going on. I myself am more of like a comics and movie guy. We're just gonna, go with the flow, see how it goes. Just be with us every time we're on, and, just join the ride. That's all we're asking. And I think today we're just gonna be laid back. We're not gonna be all in your face about anything. Is there anything you want to talk about today, Xander?
Ooh, today? Well, I think, just to kind of add on a little bit of backstory.
Yeah.
Issue number 0.
Okay.
So my first ever nerdy experience, the first ever video game I ever played, I believe I was 3 or 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the earliest memories I could remember, was playing on my aunt's Nintendo GameCube. And the first game I ever played was Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Classic.
Which is, for those who don't know, Nintendo fan alert, it's one of the best Smash Bros. Games of all time. And what a good way to introduce somebody into the Nintendo sphere through Smash Bros. Something that's like a little bit of everything. So you get Mario in there, you got some Zelda stuff in there, Pokemon is like flooding the roster every single game because there's over 1,000 of them now. And it's just a celebration of video games. So a good way to like jump into that. That was my first ever experience. I've been a Nintendo fanboy ever since. So what about you? Do you remember your first early experience?
Boy, my first like geeky nerdy experience, I can't remember if it was a movie or a video game. So I'm probably gonna have to tie this with 2 different things.
Okay.
Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Absolutely love it. It was like real big when I first was growing up because I was born in 2000. I'm a 2000s baby.
Yeah.
So right when that movie came out, I was 2, and then I was 4 when the second one came out, and so on. And these were my childhood. And then also my mom got me into gaming, so we had a Sega Genesis at the house, and it was either Mortal Kombat, it was the Batman Forever game, which I know a lot of people have an opinion about. A lot of people don't like that game for the Sega Genesis. There was the basketball game, I can't remember the name of it, don't hit me, guys.
NBA Jam, maybe?
Probably, didn't play it that much. It was either Batman or Mortal Kombat at the time, and if not that, eventually we were just doing other game systems. But yeah, I would have to say the first experience is just the Sega Genesis and Spider-Man, and it just opened this whole new world of, you talk about it, it opened a whole new world, yeah, because I'm just a kid and I'm fresh into it.
Yeah.
But it's magical when you get into the geek like world.
Yeah.
It's just something else,
Yeah. And it's such a. I think it truly is a saying of love. However you want to interpret that, however you want to interpret that, but it's just nice to, especially since life is a little bit, so mundane. Whenever you can play a game and go on an adventure with Mario.
Yeah, because some people just need an escape.
Yeah.
My bad. I've said it wrong. Yeah. You just need a way out sometimes, and being a geek can be one of the best things for you because it's not hurting anybody, maybe other than your wallet.
Yeah.
So it's a nice healthy way to get out of whatever could be bothering you at the time. You could be having some home troubles, but you could always put on a movie or a game, and it's there for you to give you some higher spirits. And I think that's another thing that's wonderful about just being a fanboy, a geek. There's something that is gonna lift you up when you need it. It's you put on anything, man. Let's see, like what's something that you like to put on or you like to do when you get down.
Well, it really depends on the funk.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Like there's a level of funk, funkness level.
Funkness, like we're going to Code Red funkness here.
Code Red funkness. Well, Mario Kart is always good.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Everybody loves Mario Kart. Which one though? Are you talking the new one? Or are you wanting to go older, like maybe the one that was released on the Wii?
I do love the Mario Kart Wii. I actually recently just got a DS, so I've been playing a little bit of Mario Kart DS, which oddly enough, that is the only Mario Kart console game I have never played.
Really?
I have played every other version of Mario Kart.
See, that's the opposite of me, where I've played, I think, just the one on the Wii, and when 8 came out, I think that was the one that came out just like last year before.
Yeah.
They had the demo at GameStop, and I was in there, and I was like, oh wow, and I went and played it, and it's one of the best Mario Karts in my opinion, because it brings you back to the childhood. But you would say like Mario Kart's one of the things that gets you out of that funk.
Yeah, and something lately, I know that there's probably going to be people watching this. Like, you never played Mario Kart DS? That's like the best game. Here, let me give you my top 10 list tracks. By the way, don't pause. I'm talking to you. In the comment section, hey, this is why this character is the best. This is the best kart selection. Going into a full-on review of the game.
Yeah.
In the comments.
In the comments, But I think everybody is entitled to their opinion, and that's fine. That's what we're here for,
Yeah.
Us on this podcast, we're here to just talk about what we like, and because what we like, somebody else likes, and that's fine, And if we don't like it, that's fine.
Yeah.
We got a little something for everybody, and but I think Mario Kart is just a vibe. It's just you're just there to have fun. If somebody throws a shell at you, maybe that changes.
Yeah.
But or somebody bullet bills you. But Mario Kart it's just for fun,
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I kind of went on a little tangent too, but all of Mario Kart is good, right?
Right.
Like I've never played a single bad Mario Kart game. Mario's track record is pretty good when it comes out to like making good game after good game.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, I've been finding out that really the portable ones.
Is that where it's at?
For some, that's where it's at. Because on my Switch, my brother has the online service.
Oh yeah.
And with the online service, you get access to retro games, and there's a GBA one.
Yeah.
And I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart Super.
Oh.
I've been playing a lot of that. Something about it.
It just gets you out of the funk.
It's just a good time,
Just a good time.
Whenever to go into it. It's like they mixed Mario Kart 64 with the original Mario Kart.
Which I know, if I could be wrong here, but if I remember, a lot of people do like that Mario 64.
Yeah.
That aesthetic and everything. But yeah. Anything else you wanted to add on that?
And if it's not that, whenever I can, of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Switch is it at the moment, until we get Mario Kart 9, which probably won't happen to 2040.
Right.
Especially since Nintendo just likes taking their old stuff.
Yeah. Recycle.
And here's some new content. And they have done really good with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because the amount of additional content it has the most characters in the game. It has 48 cups. Now, of course, you get 12 base game, and then for DLC you can get 12 more. That is like 48 cups, and there's four races, four tracks. 4 tracks per cup. So 48 times 8. It's whatever that is. That's that many racetracks to race. It's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what gets you out, huh?
Yes, it does. What about you?
Oh man. I would have to say probably comic book movies. You know, and I know that's how everybody nowadays loves comic book movies. But like earlier I said, I grew up when the Tobey Maguire stuff started. I know. Do the dance, man. Do the emo Tobey dance. Insert Toby dance here, Mr. Editor. But yeah, just I love that era of comic book movies were just starting. I saw Iron Man, the first one, when it first came out in the theaters. I saw Batman Begins when it first came out. That's 2005, 2007. So I'm seeing the era of superhero movies start when they first started.
Yeah.
And, I'm probably not in the minority or anything. But I can always go back to a superhero movie. I don't care how cheesy it is. You want to hear a weird topic, man? I love. A lot of people hate it, but I actually like the Daredevil that Ben Affleck did. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's corny. I don't like it." But I like the corn. I want me some corn and cheese, man. Sometimes I'll slap that in and be like, there's a line in there where he's like, "You hear that? That's the C train." And it's like, yeah, it's a bit of corn, man. It's a bit of cheese. And this dude's like, he broke his back and everything, and he's like laying there. He's like, "You hear that? That's the C train." And it comes over and cuts a guy in half.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then later the cops show up and they're like, it's like, "That's Joe Quesada," and then that's like the other half of Joe Quesada. And
no.
It's a bit of corn, it's a bit of cheese, but I love it. And because I love it, I'll watch it, and that gets me out of that funk. Batman 1989, that's where it really is for me. Michael Keaton has to be my favorite Batman, and anytime I see him on screen, it lifts the spirits, because I'm like, every guy deep down is like, I'm Batman. I want to be Batman. I am Batman. I'm Batman. I don't know how well that's gonna come recording, but whatever.
Yeah.
But superhero movies, that's where it's at for me. That's gonna get me out of the funk.
And there is something different. There is something different about it. Like as somebody who's seen a couple, I'm not like the most super Marvel guy.
Mm-hmm.
But from one of the movies I've seen, there is a different feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like watching Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah.
Versus like Thor Dark World.
Uh-huh. Hey, I think the 2000s movies had a lot going for them because they were the first to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of comic book guys at the time were, very critical because you want to see your favorite character do well. And a lot of these movies didn't do very well, but coming back to them, they did very well for being the first ones to do it, in my opinion. A lot of people get flack on those movies for that. And, one film that's doing very well, or has done very well, is the Deadpool series.
Yeah.
And we just, and a nice little segue into that is the Deadpool 3 trailer just dropped yesterday. And I saw the first two. I don't think I saw any of them in theaters. I don't remember quite well. We had a whole pandemic since then.
Yeah.
Censor. No, don't. Everybody knows by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trailer dropped. I'd like to, discuss maybe a couple of things before we end the podcast real quick.
Yeah.
First impressions. Do you have any impressions? Did you see the others? Did you have any expectations?
Well, I try to, whenever I'm going into something, like, if if it's like a really nerdy set. And what I mean by that, I mean like Star Wars, Harry Potter, any kind of story really. I just want it to be right. I want it to
tickle that bone. You want to get it in the spot that's like, I love this. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I'm not really the guy who's like, okay, in the next part they have to meet that one guy, and then they have to meet this next person. And
you don't have wild expectations. You have like, you just want it to be nice.
Yeah, because I might even have a theory or an idea about the plot, but
right.
if I go into the movie and it's different than that, but it's still good,
right.
I enjoy it.
Now, I think, I'm probably going to get into some possible spoiler talk in a minute, but my expectations for this movie are a bit high because, there's a lot that's supposed to be happening in this movie that we've all, I mean us all, as in the Marvel fans, the comic fans, the movie fans,
Yeah.
Like you said, you're not a big Marvel guy, but I'm a big Marvel guy. I love Marvel, I love DC, I love all of it. I think we all have high expectations, but I think it's one of those cases where I don't think we're going to get let down. I think it's going to hit the spot for us Marvel fans in a way that we really need after this this latest phase that we just went through with all the Disney Plus shows and projects that they've had. Oh man, and the Marvels, don't even get me started. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to bring up some trauma. Oh yeah. But I think right now, if y'all don't want to hear any spoilers or possible spoilers for the trailer, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, come back to the podcast, do whatever. But right now I'm gonna get into some spoiler talk. So first thing, right off the bat, if you have seen the trailer, the TVA shows up.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Loki show?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so the TVA shows up for Wade at his birthday, and the reasoning for this is because in Deadpool 2, if you have seen it, he goes around with Cable's time device and starts changing some things from the movie, and I'm sure this because what kind of alerted TVA to his presence. Now, why did they not come for him sooner? We don't know.
Too much paperwork.
Yeah, it's too much paperwork, possibly. But a lot happened in Loki, so I don't know if they're going to be like, hey, we couldn't keep an eye on you during, events of this show or whatever. But I think it's interesting, But it doesn't seem like they're there to hurt him. It seems like they're there to recruit him, which a lot of theorists have, put out there. And even some possible leaks have even hinted at. So it seems that maybe the TVA is recruiting their own, maybe like Avengers across time, and there's been some leaks and possible theories about it being Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine leading this team, and Deadpool is the one that kind of is like their Nick Fury. So I find that very interesting.
That sounds fantastic.
It does sound fantastic, and I believe one of the next couple of shots is he walks up to a poker table, and for my comic fans, I do believe we get a shot at Patch Logan, and if for those of you that don't know, Patch Logan is actually a secret identity that Logan uses. It's not very good. I'm gonna let y'all know. For those of y'all don't know, it's just if y'all Google Patch Logan, it's just Wolverine in an eye patch and a white suit. But hey, man, if my man does not look fresh in that suit. And then we go on to some action shots and everything. We see some characters that at first I didn't recognize, but on a second, possible third rewatch, we get actually a shot of Pyro from X-Men 2. And I'm trying to remember the actor's name. I got it here. Aaron Stanford, the original actor for Pyro from X-Men 2, comes back. And it's just for a split second, blink and you'll miss it. Shot in the trailer. Which is very interesting. And he seems to actually have a suit here for the fans who saw the original X-Men movies, which I know are kind of divisive. A lot of people don't like them. A lot of people do like them. We last saw him in X-Men 3, I believe, fighting Iceman, and he got knocked out, and then we never saw him again in any of the X-Men movies.
Dun dun dun.
I know, and now he's back. It looks post-apocalyptic. I'm really interested to see what that's going on. Why Pyro specifically? Don't know. And then that, of course, that very last shot of Deadpool on the ground, and you see a shadow walk up, and of course you know that shadow. You see the hair shadow. You're thinking, they've did it. They brought my man back, and he's like, "Hey, can you give me a hand?" And you just see two hands come up and the claws pop, and that's when you know Wolverine is actually back. Wolverine is there for the movie. It's amazing, and you know the sad part about it is we don't actually get a very clear shot of him. There's that split second where he's about to get hit on the ground, and you see Wolverine's suit from the back. It's a ride, that trailer. It's, and I know a lot of people already have breakdowns and stuff on it, but if you're hearing it here first, just come on, give us a follow here, because we'll be talking about all kinds of things.
We also have an Instagram. We
do. Thank you for reminding me, Xander. We do have an Instagram. It's the same name as our podcast here, Fueled by Geek. Just some underscores for spaces.
Has some memes on it.
Yeah, we got some memes. We got some news. I've been trying to crank out as much news as possible. So go join us there. Thank you for reminding me. But and you know what? I think that's good. I think what we're gonna do here is in the future we're gonna be talking about different things. I'm not sure what our next podcast is gonna be, but I will hope to see you there. This has been Fueled by Geek with Matt and
Xander.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. May the nerd force be with you.